Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Let me say hello to a few people and then we'll get started. Thank you. I had a different thing planned for today, but the streets of Twitter said otherwise. And not just Twitter, but, I suppose this is going to be a thing because just unexpectedly, um, there was a deeper story going on today, and one that, of course, confirms so much of what the squad has been saying for the longest. In particular, about the idea of the royal family representing racist, well, being considered a racist institution. Um, it. In case you don't know, well, I tell you what. Let me say hello to a couple people, and then I'll get into that. How about that? All right. So, nope, that didn't go the way I expected. 1 second, please, you guys. Let me do this just for the sake of record keeping, which I am not by any stretch of the imagination that efficient, but I do my best. And I'm going to have to spend a day pretty soon just going over some stuff. Okay, so Connie Balmer. Thank you, Connie, for the very lovely gift I received. Thank you so much. Let's see who else is here. Chef Sandy Love, Veronica Quick, Rick, Marcy Foreman, Lucy Wynn, Big Mama 1956 is here. Francilia Mosley, also Gracie Imfuabi got a new. Let me see. In addition to Harry's, that is okay. I'm sorry. That is a. Is that a super chat? Wait. Is that from yesterday? No, that's today. How come I don't see that over here? Oh, I see what Cat Harlem, you have 3 months. Cat Harlem has been a member for 3 months. Thank you so much. Okay, let me see if I can highlight that if I can. Actually, Cat Harlem, I'm not able to highlight that. I'm seeing it on one page, but I'm not seeing it on the other screen I have open. But I do see it, and thank you so much for your 3 months membership. And oh my goodness, how come I don't see that over here? Well, that's interesting. But anyway, thank you, Cat Harlem, and thank you so much for being here, and happy Saturday to you. Hello to Elaine Parker, Brigitte Jean Cross. Let's see, Brenda Brenda Phillips, April May, Hazel Samuels, and who else? Lydia Washington in here. Betty, 1960. Okay. Rhonda Bryant. Hi. Welcome, you guys. All right. So I'm starting to confuse myself. Let me see. All right. Oh, thank you, Connie Balmer. Thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you so much for being here today. And as always, thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Connie Balmer and B10 Powers here. Lucy Wan. Okay. All right. Hi, Cat Harlem again. Mackenzie. All right, you guys, thank you so much. Let me do this before I confuse myself any further, and that is happening in real time. Okay. Take that away. All right. Hi, Church Nelly. Church Nelly, I know you went to a Christmas party, and some ladies from the Christmas party sent a photo for me to examine and to out you with everyone. So stick around, Church Nelly, because I have a photo from that Christmas party that you've gone to. Um, as I say in the most ominous of tones, ominous. Was that a big word? Yes, it was. That's my Baron just used the big word, Bell. Yes, ominous. And I believe it was grammatically correct. All right. Hello, Puzzle Dot. All right. Merry Christmas, one and all. I hope you guys have got all your shopping and everything done. I haven't quite started yet, but it wouldn't be me if I would have, started sooner than today. But anyway, you can't promise that anything will make it on time. I don't plan to go to the stores at all. However, if you are going to the stores, and don't be discouraged, you guys, about going shopping, because I think that experience of going to the store and being amongst the huddled masses of people yearning to find a bargain, there's just no replacement for that. So um, go out, shop, be with people, drink hot apple cider, or in Church and Ellie's case, a hot toddy. But anyway, drink something warm, go to your local Christmas display, whatever it is, just do it because, you have to get out and amongst people. I should listen to my own sermon with that one, right? Okay, so hello, Kids Indoor. Rhonda Bryant, hi. Charlotte, hello, Charlotte. How are you today? Bonjour, bonsoir, arrivederci, Baya Candias. Anyway, you guys, Charlotte is here. So thank you for being here, Charlotte. Greatly appreciate it. Let's see, Laurie is here. uh, let me see. Church Nelly, are you already dropping F bombs today? Oh man. Well, whatever it takes to get you through the holidays, I say do it. Hello, Joseph Bernal. Let's see. I've been too sick to go Christmas shopping. I'm sorry to hear that. So I will be online shopping this year. Not the same, but less stressful in some regards. Yeah, I understand. I understand. It's just this is like my favorite time. Well, I love the fall, but this is like a special time of year. Not necessarily. Well, I guess it is one of my favorites. My favorite. But yeah, I just love it. And so I just want you to know the gifts I received on my wish list are under my Christmas tree. Thank you all very much for the. I wore my Crocs yesterday. I was so proud. They were very comfortable. Um, okay. Hello, Sharon Jones. Hello. Okay. Let's anyway, you guys, let's try not to lose this spirit of good cheer. But as you know, as I said, the streets of Twitter have been ablaze because of things. Wishing you a joyful holiday season from our family to yours, and on behalf of our team at the Archwell Foundation, Archwell Audio, and Archwell Production, we wish you health, peace, and a very happy new year. Best wishes, Harry and Meghan, Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. So they're wishing you a very Merry Christmas, joyful holiday season, etc., etc. So yeah, I tell you, what is Christmas like at Montecito? Thank you so much, Elaine Parker, for the super sticker, and thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. And happy holidays to you. Thank you very much. Okay, all right, you guys. I'm so sorry to do this, but this happened. And this is one of those things that hi, Dorothy Ross, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Christmas. Let me see. And Joanna, hi. Yeah, I'm sorry to do this, but Jeremy Clarkson, dream of Meghan Markle, paraded naked through the streets in vile rant. Jeremy Clarkson, 62, says he hate Meghan more than serial killer Rose West, whoever that is, and said that he dreams of her having excrement thrown at her in a nasty, hate-filled rant on social media. Now, this is making the front pages of several of the publications in the UK. I mean, you see the date is Saturday, 17 December 2022. Jeremy Clarkson has I guess, I guess you can say it's given the period of time that Meghan has been in the family. He has kind of a long history of having it in for her. And not only that, he's had quite a bit of a history and has been accused of being even worse than Princess Michael of Kent. The dog whistles and racist overtones in his speech are notorious. And, this is just, the amount of vitriol that you hear from him is really, yeah, I'm just, I don't have the words for it. I really don't have the words to describe what is happening here. Where does this come from? Again, how does a woman who can't be more than 110 pounds, why is she such a threat to Jeremy Clarkson or that way of life, or to the people that he, runs the streets with, that he keeps as his close friends and confidant and company? Well, we all know that Jeremy Clarkson is a bit of a bully. He struck didn't he strike one of the members of the production team for Top Gear? Isn't that what ended the show? It's amazing the tolerance that the the general public has for this type of behavior. It is incredible the amount of tolerance. Like right here, you're going to lose this war with the royals, Meghan, and you are going to lose it big. Now, again, such ominous words. Exactly what is, I never actually saw the article. I've only seen this headline, but the headline itself speaks volumes for where this person's, um, you know, mind is when it comes to Meghan. Meghan, just like Hillary Clinton, has become this lightning rod for the racists. Now, they did not go after Michelle Obama in the same way, because Michelle Obama, being the first lady, especially when you know that she's going to come to visit the UK, trust me, there was enough nastiness there, but most of that was stateside. That was in the States, not so much in the UK. Um, the amount of right wing hate toward Michelle Obama was the worst that any first lady has ever experienced in terms of race, because, of course, Michelle Obama was the first lady that we know of that was a non-white, you know, European heritage person in that position. But then, of course, you have to remember that even before Hillary Clinton ran for senator, before she ran for president, before she was a secretary of state, there was plenty of hatred directed toward her. But the only thing that none of these have in common, of course, for Hillary Clinton, or none of this, should I say, is the fact that there was no social media at that time. The Clintons didn't have social media. The Clintons suffered through the 24-hour news cycle. That was around the, real start of the 24-hour news cycle. And of course, when Fox News came along, Rupert Murdoch, of course, that Fox News, that caused things to take on a completely new destructive tone. But Jeremy Clarkson seems to have it in for the Duchess of Sussex and has for a long time. But then again, this is very much his way of going after people of color. He's been doing this. This is not new. This is his personality set point. This is a behavioral set point for him. True to form, Jeremy Clarkson. And not only Jeremy Clarkson, but in a more sly and persistently sinister way, Jeremy Clarkson is kind of in your face. Pierce Morgan is more of the dog whistle. Pierce Morgan kind of hides behind his platitudes and such. But yeah, he hides a bit behind the platitudes where he can kind of ease into his overtones, which of course he's also been accused of being quite racist because, in particular, he always seems to be preoccupied with women of color. Naomi Osaka, and gosh, um, Simone Biles, and so on. Always that. So let's take a little look at Jeremy Clarkson's, a brief look at his history of the dog whistles and such. Clarkson's N-word shame. Well, if you guys remember the song "Eeny Meeny Miny Mo," that song is something that comes out of Jim Crow. That's a song that really is like a slave catcher song. And somehow he decided one day to mutter the words under his breath, but clearly audible the use of the N word. I mean, if he was such a clever person, there are so many things, so many, or should I say, so many words at his disposal. I mean, after all, he is a journalist, isn't he? There are so many words at his disposal that he could turn to where he could actually say something clever without sounding so, for lack of a better word, racist, but he doesn't because it's easier to be hateful. It's easier to hate. It's amazing how not only himself, but again, Princess Michael of Kent, and of course, even Prince Philip has been accused of similar things. It's amazing how easy it is for them to slide into that. And I believe that for the most part, what sets the US apart from that is that there has been a long history of activism from the NAACP, of course, the newspapers like the Chicago Defender, um, Ebony and Jet magazine, among so many other publications from different cities across the country where they would take the establishment to task over racism. And especially after the civil rights movement, there was such a huge stigma to the idea of open racism that really got a big resurgence because of Fox News. Isn't it amazing how the dog whistles were back over the public airwaves because of the Fox News? Fox News demonstrated to people, yes, you can say these things on television and not lose your license. But yeah, and so that's what the difference is that there's a greater stigma for open racism in the US, but it doesn't seem to injure people in terms of their career. It doesn't cause any problems for their career. If anything, you're celebrated for being openly racist or using dog whistles whenever you choose to, and there's still a place for you, even within the royal family. You can party with the royals no matter how racist you are. You can party with the royals. There's still room for you in the highest position within the country, the royal family. And it was so interesting for me, someone who was a bit of an Anglophile, who watched British television, watched the British news, and couldn't wait to see all of these amazing places in the UK, only to find out that the real center of that universe, as far as the R word is concerned, leads right to the royal family. Right to the royal family. Unbelievable. But yeah, that seems to be the case. It leads right to the doors of Buckingham Palace. And then if you look over here on the right side, you have a footballer. Jeremy Clarkson decided, well, it's a good idea to name my dog after him, which the dog just happens to be black. And then he says, why is it racist to name our amazingly brilliant dog after a footballer? This is the latest addition to the pack. He caught what you know what I've never been able to pronounce this guy's name, but anyway, that is the latest addition to the pack. And he when he tweeted that, he felt as though he was the height of humor and irony when he tweeted those. And of course, as he assumed, there would really be no backlash. I'm not going to lose my lifestyle. I'm not going to, it won't compromise my way of living. I'm free to do this because, after all, it's in the public interest, isn't it? Shelly L says, let me see. Oh, here we go. The media is going to start feeding on himself. Neither side wants the worldwide smoke from the squad. Because they published this story, though, Shelly L., I get what you're saying. The media is going to start feeding on themselves, but it's not going to cost him anything. He's going to be okay. This is not going to cost him anything. This is just a mere ripple in the pond. This is merely a pebble thrown into a much larger pond of that behavior. And you'll see the water ripple a bit, and then it just stops, and it's back to life as normal. This won't cost him anything. This is just the cost of doing business. He gets a chance to express himself, and it doesn't matter that it helps to feed this narrative throughout the greater society that it's okay to do that. It's not going to cost him anything. It's just him expressing himself. And then, of course, as dog whistles go, he has the ability to recline back in his chair and say, well, it's just the dog, and I'm just celebrating the talent of the dog by naming him after a footballer. So doesn't cost anything. Thank you so much, Shelly Ellen. Thank you for the super chat. and for watching Royal Sussex. Let me see. That ugly troll, Jeremy J Enemy Clarkson, is upset that he could not bag anything remotely like Meghan. Um, well, he can, but he'd probably have to pay for it. He'd probably have to pay for it. George Blackie says, well, it will look that they are afraid of the UK, and they certainly are not, as they have to go and show them still all the attention. Thank you so much, George Blackie, for your comments. And Claire Kane, hello, Claire Kane. As disgusting as it is to see Camilla openly celebrate men like Piers Morgan and Jeremy, it will go a long way in proving Harry and Meghan's point even more. So many people are taking notes. I know I'm saving my receipts. I am saving my receipts. Upload it to the cloud on the hard drive. I'm saving my receipts. Thank you so much, Claire Kane. And Nash Singby says hello. Oh, this is a hello to everyone. Thank you so much for that, Nash. And thank you for being a member of Royal Sussex. Laurie says, how in the world Kate, their future queen consort, can sit there when another woman is being viciously attacked left and right? How can she be there doing not or denouncing any of these? It's easy because it doesn't cost her anything. It does not cost her anything. The plausible deniability factor goes a long way. And as long as they can just say nothing, then they don't have to acknowledge that it's happening, which gives them enough cover to, I guess, be a mute woman. And you know what that woman said about Kate being a mute woman? That is Kate's cover for everything, is that she never explains. She never explains. She's just a classic dyed in the wool mute woman. So that's what gives her cover, is that she's a mannequin, a jointed doll in which you hang clothes. And so no one expects it. And that's the thing, is if they're really serving the people, at what point does the royal family step up and say enough? I mean, these generalized speeches that they give, I guess it's pretty obvious that Meghan could have never really fit into that institution, because at some point there would obviously have been a collision in values between Meghan as the activist that she is, and of course the royal family that are proactively doing nothing but showing up and smiling and waving and cutting ribbons and such. So, but I'll let her speak.
Amongst certain demographics, and I'm going to say older people and men, is because she says absolutely nothing. Yeah. She's a good little girl who keeps quiet and doesn't complain, doesn't do anything, doesn't rock the boat, and is a very traditional, old-fashioned mute woman.
Take note, Nicola. There it is. Right.
One of the reasons Catherine.
Yes, one of the reasons why Catherine is successful is because she's an old-fashioned mute woman. So thank you for your comment. Bridget Jean Cross says, we've also had a bout of racism on one of the primary Danish news channels. A TV anchor compared Moroccans to a picture of a family of monkeys. He issued an apology, and yet it held no accountability. Again, it doesn't cost them anything. Thank you for sharing that, Bridget. I'm gonna have to look into that. But yeah, the Moroccan royal family. Wow, that's very deep. That, I mean, I don't even want to know what context. I'll do some digging myself, but all I can say is, wow, that is particularly nasty for someone to do something like that. Thank you for sharing that. Okay. And Martha says that vile, low-life idiot called Jeremy Clarkson has been, he is a has-been, I'm sorry. He is an irrelevant person who thinks by being nasty, by making nasty comments, and being abusive toward Meghan will somehow resurrect his career. What a loser. Yeah, and that's, I mean, look at Meghan Kelly. Look at Meghan Kelly. Meghan Kelly, who used to work for where? Fox News. It's really no accident that, given the fact that nothing else seems to really give her traction with her career, she has taken the easy path of hate toward Meghan, which so many people, I mean, nobody who's at the top of their game, nobody who is really thriving in their careers sees this as a non-starter going after Meghan. Like, for instance, let's take a look at what's his name? The shock jock, Howard Stern. Let's take a look at him. I mean, Howard Stern is pretty much invisible most days of the week. Nobody pays him any attention. But in the past couple weeks, what has caused people to speak his name? Oprah and Meghan. Oprah and Meghan. Interesting, isn't it? Oprah and Meghan. And now all of a sudden, Howard Stern is someone interesting to talk about. It's no accident. Thank you so much, Martha, for your comment. Greatly appreciate it. Well, there you go. Oh, wow. A bunch of comments. Woo! I'm so sorry. I won't be able to see even a fraction of these. But yeah, you guys have been chatting away. I'm like scrolling and scrolling down, and there's just a ton of them. Oh well, sorry about that. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so then you have this Jeremy Clarkson. One day, Harold the glove puppet will tell the truth about a woman talking. I don't know what that means. I mean, I see ... So what's that? 7? Is that 7 talking bullocks? I don't know what that means, but I'm sure it's something. But this is not even what I want you to focus on. I just want you guys to see who's advertising in the Sun. That's one way that you can decide whether or not you want to shop in different places. I mean, this is a screenshot of the Sun. Who's advertising in the Sun? That's all. That's the real reason I want to show you this, is because one of the things that has caused hurt to Fox News is that a lot of the advertisers have pulled their advertisements from Fox News. The biggest, advertising campaign on Fox News, the last I heard, was the pillow guy. But since that time, a lot of the key corporations that would have advertised have decided to pull away. So that's all. Let your conscience be your guide. I'm not telling anybody what to do, but yeah, that's what hurts people, is when you call them out and you say, hey, is this really what you meant to support? Jeremy Clarkson claims he doubts Meghan Markle's tears at Queen's funeral were real. Again, this is another classic Jeremy Clarkson. And you know what, guys? I didn't have to go and snatch these off of Twitter today. I've been hanging on to these. As I say, hang on to those receipts. If you think that is something that needs to be reminded, remembered, brought up in the future, save it. Save it, because you never know when they may try to go on some campaign to remove stuff like this from the interweb. like they did with that article in the Tatler about Lazy Kate, a woman with a house full of staff who's so tired she can barely raise her head up to do anything, despite the housekeepers and nannies and drivers and the helicopter that takes her places to move empty boxes and smile, that type of thing. So save your receipts. Thank you, Hero Cow. Well, if you guys remember, we all had a good laugh when the Kung Fu Cow kicked him in the fun parts and nearly ended things for him intimately. If you guys recall that, I had almost forgot about that until I was prepping for the show today. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that did happen. So, yeah, that is one thing that we can all join in celebration, is that there was a cow that drop kicked him while he was trying to do yet another. You know, I wonder if that really happened. Honestly, I wonder if that really happened. I'd like to believe it did, but then again, maybe instead of going after Meghan to try to bolster his career, maybe he taunted a cow. But I don't know. I taunting a cow, that would seem rather desperate. But then, well, you know what? That's enough about the Queen Consort. Let's see here. Meghan, though it is a different I'm sorry, Meghan, though, is a different story. I hate her. I wrote unbelievably. He said that he had more hatred toward Meghan than a serial killer, not like his hate of Nicola Sturgeon or Rose West. I hate her on a cellular level, he continued. At night, I am unable to sleep as I lie there, um, grinding my teeth and dreaming of the day when she will be made to parade naked through the streets of every town in Britain while the crowds chant shame and throw lumps of excrement at her. He shockingly wrote. The TV farmer, yeah, that's how he got kicked by the cow. He has a farming show. The TV farmer insisted that everyone his age agrees with him, a statement that didn't go down well online. Well, as I said, there seems to be a lot of talk about this on the streets of Twitter and other social media. I'm your age, Jeremy Clarkson, and I couldn't disagree more with you. Why do you have to be so horrible? I can't believe it's good for you, and it certainly isn't good for the rest of us. And that is what one of the MPs tweeted at Jeremy Clarkson. I'm sorry, but what has Meghan done to deserve this to be more hated than Rose West? And then another one says here, I'm trying to think, what has she done that's worse than what Rose West did? This is just vile and disgusting. Is Jeremy Clarkson upset that Meghan stood up for herself? Another blasted. He continued, but what makes me despair is that younger people, especially, now this I think is Jeremy Clarkson, he continued, but what makes me despair is that younger people, especially girls, think she's pretty cool. They think she is a prisoner of Buckingham Palace, forced to talk about nothing but embroidery and kittens. This makes me even more angrier. Can't they see everything that's happening is so very obviously pre-planned? Jeremy joined the likes of Piers Morgan at an exclusive Christmas lunch with the Queen Consort this week. So that is, I believe that came from the Metro, was it? I forgot which paper. Yeah, I think it was the Metro. No, it wasn't the Metro. It was one of them, but that is where that came from. Okay, so there's that. And then exclusive, Camilla. Oh, this, of course, is what they were referring to about the party with, Camilla. Camilla's very glamorous private party, Dame Judi Dench, Piers Morgan, Claudia Winkleman, I don't know her, and Jeremy Clarkson, unfortunately, I know him, joined Queen Consort at star-studded Mayfair lunch as she proves Meghan isn't the only royal with pulling power. Now, this headline is kind of sad, and I'm going to tell you guys why this is really, really sad. What makes this so sad and so agonizingly dreadful is this is star power. Okay, Judi Dench, I wrote her off. Piers Morgan, desperate. Claudia Winkleman, I don't think most Americans know her. And Jeremy Clarkson, we just talked about his contribution to humanity. That's the star-studded Mayfair lunch. This proves that the Queen Consort has more pulling power than Meghan Markle. Well, you know what? Oh, I was going to say something. Never mind. But Camilla's very glamorous private party. Dame Judi Dench, Piers Morgan, Claudia Winkleman, and Jeremy Clarkson joined the Queen Consort to star-studded Mayfair lunch as she proves Meghan isn't the only royal with pulling power. So this was like this big story written by Richard Eden for the Daily Mail. And then someone who tweeted that headline said, Queen Camilla claimed to campaign on behalf of women who are abused, but invites men who publicly, verbally abuse Meghan Markle to a private Christmas party. Well, you know, they are family. The Queen Consort, as much as we hate to say this, but they are family. The Queen, Harry, Meghan, they are family. And this is how they treat family. The way you treat family is to invite the abusers, the ones who have publicly abused the Duchess of Sussex. Those are the ones you invite to the party. Make that make sense. Inside Camilla's Christmas party, Queen Consort spotted chatting with guests as she attends glitzy star-studded bash in central London alongside Dame Judi Dench. Boy, they got to keep throwing that name out there. And Jeremy Clarkson. So I'll give you this. There were a few stars there, right? But in terms of real pulling power, I don't really see this as a glitzy, star-studded event. What is the medium age of the people in attendance at this party? Please tell me what the medium age is, because if they're my age or better, there's a certain demographic that seems to be jumping out of this headline. Old, white, social climbers. One more time. Old, white, social climbers. There's no people of color that I've seen so far. Not that that's a crime, but I'm just pointing that out. There's no one of color there that I've seen. And also, these are people that Queen Camilla needs. If she wasn't married to Charles, she would not even be invited to a party like this, let alone able to pull these kind of people into her circle. She couldn't have these people in her parlor or saloon to save her life. So it's only because of her association with Charles that this is possible in the first place. So that's why when people say, oh, the Sussexes are using their titles, well, what is the rest of the family doing? What is the rest of the family doing? How do they get by? How do they get people to show up at a party but for their titles? I don't understand what the difference is. Stephen Black. Hello, Stephen. I thought the royal family shunned the glamour Hollywood types. Now they are competing with her. Well, you're right to say I thought they shunned them, but in terms of competition, that's a stretch. But you're right, though. They are trying to compete. They really are. But given the demographic of that room, given the socioeconomic people's levels in that room or whatever, not really a snapshot of the greater society, is it? London is one of the most diverse cities, if not the most diverse city in the world. And much like New York, you can find people from every corner of the earth in London. And just like New York is the financial capital, and at one time, London was the most wealthiest. It was the wealthiest city in the world. Now New York is like everything else that has happened in the past few years since Brexit. London has slipped into fourth place when it comes to the wealth of a city, which is amazing considering that they've had like 1,000-year head start on most places in this world, that they have slipped into fourth place. The economy, as we discovered, hasn't really moved since the start of the pandemic. And so this is like the last gasp of a dying way of life, with all of the royal regalia and the titles, and of course the social climbing stars of the stage in London, as well as television personalities slash journalists, Hoghead Pierce Morgan, and of course Jeremy Clarkson. This is like the last gasp. This is like the last of the last. And as Jeremy Clarkson pointed out, that his kind is dying off. They are dying off. When the Queen died, it was just like the ripple effect from there is only going to spread. And so the only thing that they can use to keep this way of life together is to throw stones at the Duchess of Sussex, is to hate a prince of the realm, born of the royal blood. They will sacrifice Harry to maintain what they have. They have sacrificed Harry, and they have sanctioned this hate campaign against the Sussex family just to try to hold this way of life together. I don't see any other reason for it except to try to maintain the status quo, to try to actively recruit new people to embrace this way of life. That's the only thing I could think of that makes sense out of this. But thank you so much, Stephen Black, and thank you so much for all of your contributions to Royal Sussex. Of course, those amazing memes that I have received from you over time. And thank you so much for being here. And happy Saturday to you. Okay. And did I see another super chat? Yes, there it is. Sharon Young says, looks like a clan party to me. Looks like a clan party to me. Right? I mean, it does kind of look like a gathering of the old South. Like what's her name? Uh uh the lady of the plantation, Camilla. Yeah, there you go. Miss Camilla. Miss Camilla. I don't know nothing about birthing no babies. Miss Camilla. But yeah, that is kind of what it looks like, isn't it? Okay. So thank you so much for your comments, Sharon Young, and thank you for being a member of Royal Sussex. And so look at them. In order to try to appear to be more a part of the people, growers, farmers, markets. I don't know what that is. I did not look it up, but I'm sure it is some little bit of nuance needed to try to make it seem as though they are somehow in touch with the people. You got Fat Cat on the left, Fat Cat in the middle, and then, of course, much to my surprise, is that Lord Grantham from Downton Abbey, and of course, someone who I don't think really wanted to be seen, Maggie Smith. Look at how Maggie Smith kind of slips out of there. You barely had a chance to notice her. this is the only glimpse of her that I have seen from this party in Mayfair. I believe it's at a restaurant called Murano. But this is the only glimpse of Dame Maggie Smith, who also you may remember from a lot of things like Sister Act. Remember, she said, "You're a conspicuous woman designed to stick out," which is what she said to Whoopi Goldberg. "You're a conspicuous woman designed to stick out." Well, speaking of a conspicuous woman designed to stick out, I'm surprised that the Cambridges weren't there, like in particular. But then again, it was a party for old people, so there's no wonder that they didn't show up. But of course, that is very much a conspicuous woman designed to stick out. I love saying that. You're a conspicuous woman designed to stick out. Okay. Let me see here. Oh, wait. What did I just do here? Okay, let me get rid of her. Get those extensions off of my screen, off of your screens. But yeah, so this is the type of star-studded pool that the Queen Consort was able to get to her party. I think, what is his name? Hugh Bonneville from Downton Abbey. Believe it or not, he's one of the younger people there. And the blonde, she looks rather young in this photo, but trust me, she's about 50 something. If not, that's unfortunate. But yeah, so not, I'm over 50 myself. I'm not hating, the fact that these are older people, but it's just a real glimpse of the demographics that they're able to pull to this party when they say she's able to bring the stars out. Look at what she's brought out. Two of the most misogynist and, dare I say, the R word type of people. And of course, the others are simply just other social climbers. So that's it. Big Mama says maybe they will talk about that together at the Christmas cake game, and nobody showed up except her family. No spectators were seen. That is true, Big Mama, and I got the proof. Let me grab my evidence. I have the proof that there was really no spectators there. The streets were just as hollow. Let's see. First, Kate rode out of her Range Rover. This was, oh, wait, I'm sorry. This is Kate from the old black cab days. Sorry about that, Big Mama. And then, of course, all right, there it is. So there's Kate, and there's that same family in the back that, well, at least I suspect it is. If you guys remember when they had the Earth flop, see how there's just that one family in the back on their way to Waitrose? Well, that's probably the same family. What are the chances that they just happen upon this, what's supposed to be this big gathering on the streets of London, but instead there's Kate's family inside, and that same, you know what? Why don't they just invite that family in next time? They should just invite them in, because at least they would have more of the seats filled, right? But yeah, the same family, I suspect the same family that were on their way to Waitrose to get some heat and eat takeaway food. Well, that's the same family that seems to have happened upon this event. They have all the gates and security and photographers, just no crowd. And so there's Kate saying hi and showing off her extensions. And that was the extent of the Christmas Carol. Yeah, the Christmas Carol. So anyway, thank you so much for your comment, Big Mama, and thank you so much for being here. And as always, thank you for watching Royal Sussex, whatever Royal is. Shelly L says, maybe now, hear me out. Maybe the old ladies got together to tell them to dial it back, or they were going to have an accident in the tub. You mean accidentally pull the toaster or the hair dryer into the tub? The royal family is getting too much blowback. They better smile too. Well, I would love to believe that they got together to say tone it down, but no, they massage they massage and caress this type of behavior because just like with the Republican Party, just like with Trump realized that he had a better chance of running for president or being embraced by a political party if he went to the right, if he took a deep dive into the right wing and conspiracies and such. It's the same for the very Tory royal family. The farther right you go, the stronger the support that you have. They realize that hate brings people together, and they are using that hate for all things American or Black people, people of color. They're using that to uphold their power structure. So thank you so much again, Shelly L, for the super chat. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. But yeah, it's a strategy. It is a strategy to embrace the dark side. And that's where their power centers is from, the dark side. Okay. HRH, the Princess of Wales, greets. Oh, you know what? That was from yesterday. There we go. Back over here. Piers Morgan claims royal family member thanked him for standing up to the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Well, we remember that from April of 2021. Again, same thing over here. Carly Ledbetter wrote an article. The broadcaster spoke with extra Billy Bush about the messages he received on behalf of several members of the royal family. So there he is. He's like the gatekeeper to hell, Piers Morgan, where he's defending the royal family. And it was so odd about that, though, isn't Piers Morgan the person who had that one moment of clarity where he said that racism may be an issue with the royal family? But see how they tend to gather up enough steam so that they can get back over to the other side just in case they can't monetize being on the side of right. They go back to the dark side, which is just what Paul Bearer, the butler, Princess Diana's evil, maniacal butler, that's the same thing he did. He mostly has been on the dark side, right? but when he was used as the poster child about how lazy, arrogant, and cruel the royal family members could be, when he was in that documentary about the waste paper basket, if you guys remember that one, that made him the poster child for, yes, this family is ridiculous. Now, that was filmed a long time ago, but it didn't really have much traction to it. But since, Twitter and social media and such has really been calling into question exactly what does the royal family do, now all of a sudden they have decided that, well, not they, but Paul Bearer decided, oh, let me go hard and deep against the Sussexes. Let me tell the world that Princess Diana would be so disappointed for Harry telling the truth. Seriously? Princess Diana would be disappointed that Harry spoke his truth? Paul Bearer, the man who tried to crash the royal wedding, didn't have an invitation, but showed up with his partner anyway. Paul Bearer, who looted Princess Diana's apartment of over 300 personal belongings, only for the police to raid his house to get it back. The same Paul Bearer who was only saved because the Queen recalled a conversation, so they say, and because the Queen could not be called as witness to a court of law because she was the sovereign at the time. Of course, that saved him because without that witness, there was no trial. And you can't call that means that Prince Charles, King Charles III, rather, can actually recall a conversation with anybody in the United Kingdom and prevent that person from ever seeing a day in court because he could never be called as a witness. That means that Charles is above the law. This is the same deal that Donald Trump wanted, but we're about to test that pretty soon. Marcy Foreman has a super chat. Baron did look into TextGate. Happy holidays. Did I look into TextGate? Did I look into the TextGate? I don't think so. I'm not sure what that is. Did I look into the TextGate? Oh, that TextGate. No, I have not. I know what you're talking about. Thank you so much. I'm sorry about that. But I was listening to Celibici today, and they didn't seem to know what the text was either. And so I'm still planning to take a look at it, but I'm kind of thinking if they didn't know what it was and nobody else is really sure, that we probably won't know. I think that was kind of an ambiguous way of them saying we have receipts. That's my guess, but no, but I promise I will take a look at that very soon. Thank you so much for the reminder, and happy holidays to you. TextGate, I like that. TextGate. You know something is serious when there's a gate added to it. Okay, so right there, speaking of gates, there is that hoghead Piers Morgan at the gates of Kensington Palace. Now, this was a photo that he took for one of the tabloids. No, actually, he posted that on his social media to remind people that he claims to be agent of the royal family, if you will. That he is an agent for the royal family. Now, remember, there are no leaks in the royal family, right? They are claiming that they're not leaking anything. There hasn't been any briefing, but there was no dispute of Piers Morgan's ability to, have a dialogue with the royal family at any given time. No one has disputed that. And usually when something bothers the royal family, because it is something that threatens the royal family and is not true, they will come out and speak about it. But since there was no comment about this, that kind of lets you know that they didn't complain or explain because it is likely true. It is likely true. And of course, this was something, let me pull that down so we can see the very top corner there. Okay, the Harry and Meghan saga is stoking the fires of Australia's republicanism, meaning, of course, Australia may decide once and for all to rid themselves of the British royal family. For a nation still recovering from the emotional hangover, the loss of its sovereign, the latest Harry and Meghan installment is triggering sympathy mixed with fierce debate about Australia becoming a republic. I don't know why I put that bucket there. Can you guys figure out why I used that bucket? I don't recall. We're talking about the loss of the sovereign. I don't know. But anyway, never mind. I can't remember. Why did I use that photo? Interesting. So Republican flames are reignited in Australia. As Australia reacts to the couple's latest allegations about the royal family in their Netflix show. Oh yeah, and Fu, I actually have that. I think I used that in one of the let me see. Princess Died wrote a letter saying to Charles. Oh yeah. That was on the cover of one of the magazines. Yes. I think we discussed that one before, but you're right. It is it that was what Princess Diana said. And that was something that the tabloids felt secure enough to put on a cover or page of the magazine or newspaper. So, wow. And again, the palace did not react. No comment. I will neither confirm or deny. Again, I shan't confirm or deny. You know what? Recollections may vary. Yes, recollections may vary. Why I use that. Yes, a bucket of tears. That's what it is. A bucket of tears. Uh, that's right. A bucket of tears. Yes, I can't confirm or deny that. But Hawkeye Helen says, yes, Baron, we can't wait to cut ties. Oh, you from the Australia? Enough is enough of all this BS. They're all a bunch of self-serving a-holes after the Sussexes left and what was and continues to them. Thank you so much, Hawkeye Helen, for your comment. And speaking of which, do you guys remember this young lady? This young lady who raised her fist in defiance. She was supposed to recite the oath, pledging her allegiance to the queen, the sovereign, and she refused to do it. And she is a member of the First Nation. Now, I think, oh, Myra, that's good. That's a good one, too. The bucket is for puke face to use. I think that bucket is a metaphor for quite a few things. Bucket of tears, kick the bucket, puke bucket, bucket of stones. Yeah, it's a metaphor for many things. But again, recollections may vary according to Her Majesty. Recollections may vary. So, okay, so I believe First Nation means indigenous. I don't know if First Nation, you know what? Why haven't I looked that up yet? Why did she use the name First Nation? Is First Nation a party? Is First Nation in reference to the indigenous people of Australia, or those of indigenous descent, or the native born Australian population that has been there for over 40, 50,000 years before the Europeans showed up, that have evolved in the isolation of the Australian continent. Coliment. Did I just make up a new word? The bucket is for Morgan to piss in. Oh, yeah, it's for those hog head droppings. Let me see. JJ says, Baron, my understanding of all this is the royal family, aka the institution, or the firm, is nothing but a high class slavery, but of a high class slavery. Thanks to God, Harry and Meghan managed to emancipate themselves. Well, you know what, guys? Okay. On a very serious note, I was kind of rocked back in my seat today while listening to Celibici. I don't know if it was Kaiser or the other woman who said this, but she said that the royal family, or that the tabloids, that the institution was treating Meghan as though she was a runaway slave. And I hadn't heard anyone use that before, but I'm like, how do you guys feel about that? It was as though she was being treated as though she was a runaway slave. No, that's deep. That is very deep. I had to really think about that one. Runaway slave. And that does kind of seem like there was this implied ownership of Meghan, as though she was property. Huh. That's something to think about, isn't it? That they were treating her as though she was a runaway slave. Ah, okay. Ivy used that before. Hi, Lydia. Ivy used that before. Okay. That sounds familiar. Hey, didn't Ivy post yesterday? I haven't watched it yet, but I think she posted yesterday. Wow. Well, there you go. Yeah, a sound comparison. Yeah. It does really. I didn't think of it that way before, but now it's like all I can see is that the way the the misogyny and the dehumanizing tone that has been used sounds like a bunch of slave catchers. Okay. Vinny Blair says First Nation is the term we use in Canada. I think Aussies still say Indigenous. Well, when I heard First Nation, it was in reference to her. So that is where I picked that up. So maybe it is something that they hope will catch on, or, you know, maybe it is something new, but I heard them use the term First Nation. Let's see. Sonia Johnson, by the way, thank you, Benny Blair. Sonia Johnson says, I agree with that assertion. Runaway slave must be hunted down and brought back. Yeah, that's it. Like I said, was, it made sense all at the same time, but then I was just like, wow, it feels like that type of disposition has been taken. But yeah, well, sounds accurate that they were treating her as though she was a runaway slave. Not my king. Neiman Marcus, not my king. Well, I believe that eventually Australia, among other countries, are going to rid themselves of the royal family as head of state. Like it or not, that generation is dying off. They're older and they're dying off. The In the next 10, 15, 20, 30 years, William and eventually George or Charlotte, I still think Charlotte may have a good chance of being sovereign. And I know that that's not the way these things go, but I think Charlotte is probably going to solve a lot of problems for that family. Um, Men don't hold that throne well. Women tend to thrive on the throne. And do not be surprised if there is a Queen Charlotte that is, as a sovereign in the future. Most of us probably won't be around or will be very old when that happens. Um, but I don't think that the line of succession is going to lead to George. I think it is going to end up going to Charlotte. Charlotte is a strong player, and I think this idea of the first in line, it won't be the first time the British royal family has skipped to someone else. And you guys know I'm right about that. It won't be the first time, and it certainly will not be the last. But I think by that time, they are going to realize that one of these kids are not ideally suited for the throne. And we probably should, it's kind of like they do in some of the Arab kingdoms, where it is not necessarily the firstborn son, it is the favorite son that inherits the throne. So I think when Charlotte's time come, it's not going to be you know, a matter of routine. Oh, George is going to be the next king. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think George wants it. He's just a kid. I know it's not the right time to say this, but I just don't see that happening. I think they're going to go with temperament rather than age and rank as they have in the past. Shelly L says, while watching the last part of episode 6, when Meghan said, Love wins, and they're walking down the path laughing, I thought they're finally escaped. Yeah. Who knows what the next step is going to be, Shelly? I am wondering if there's going to be another season, but then again, there is Despair that comes out in, gosh, is it not even 20 days from now, right? The spare comes out in about 20 days. So we'll have the spare, and there's going to be some sort of revelation there. I'm sure of it. And then after that, who knows? There may be another season of, I mean, because they have a lot of footage. Like, for instance, when we were watching the this 6-part docuseries, there's a lot of footage that I know that they have not used. Now, some of that footage may actually go for the Invictus Games, or maybe not, or maybe they'll use some of it for both. Who knows? But there's a lot of footage they have. Like, for instance, how much footage of New York did they actually use? Not a lot, but there was a lot of footage taken in New York. So I can, they have a lot to document, and there's a lot for them to speak about, and there's so much that was not covered, and that's what I've heard a lot of squatties say. There's so much more that they could have covered with this docuseries that they have not, which of course leads a lot of people to believe that there will be another season of Harry and Meghan's docuseries. So I'm hoping for that. And maybe part of the story to tell will be about Harry's book when it comes out. And, because we're not all the way up to date. There's a lot of things that we're caught up with, but not everything. Like the death of Philip, there was no discussion of that. Death of the Queen, really no discussion of that, So there's a lot to cover. And there were things that happened in those moments that they may choose to speak about. So we'll just have to wait and see. Thank you so much, Shelly L, for your comment. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. But yeah, so much to talk about. Hello to Slow Burns Shipper. A slow burn shipper. Hello. In Canada, the proper term is Indigenous for referring to First Nation, Inuits, and Métis people. Thank you so much for that, slow burn shipper. And also thank you so much for, is that what CA stands for? That's Canadian dollars. I didn't know that. You get a bell. I had no idea, but now that has all come together. I didn't know what CA stood for. Oh, man. Okay, thank you so much for your super sticker, and thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Okay. I was thinking about taking a trip to Canada outside of the tourism season. It's the only way to save money. I love to go places outside of the tourism season. Another place I had considered was Washington, D.C., because, they say that the Black History Museum is very crowded most days. And that's, I'm pretty sure in the summer that it's very crowded. But I bet you if you go in the wintertime, it should be pretty easy to get in. Tamikia Green says, Baron, Princess Meghan reminds them so much of Queen Diana to the point they are envious of her. Hint, hint, hint. Camilla, it seems like she is also throwing Princess Meghan to the wolves. Seems like, sounds like, is. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for your comment. Okay, so as you guys know, there is some people who can really articulate things for that family, and then there are other people who just try. This is one of my favorite people, and you guys know why.
I just don't get it. I don't get any of it.
What do you mean? You don't get what?
I don't get why we're so obsessed with these humans that are exactly the same. Like, it could be us four sitting there. I just don't get it.
But are you talking about what you mean as royals, or as like Kim Kardashian? Because for me, they're becoming celebrities.
Well, to me, that's all they are.
The Queen
is their celebrity.
For me, is brilliant.
I love the Queen.
No, duty, responsibility.
She's always worked really hard,
But
hasn't
I would
she?
work hard if the whole country paid for me to have like 12 houses and work really hard.
No, they don't pay for all of the houses, but
just a few.
You know what? Why is the one in the polka dot? Why does she reminds me of the Grinch that stole Christmas? I don't know what is it about her that reminds me of the Grinch. Can you guys sort that out for me? It is something about her that says the Grinch, and I can't put my finger on it. But yeah, she just I don't know. She just reminds me of the Grinch that stole Christmas. I mean, she's like, you heard of like Straight Out of Compton, Straight Out of Nottingham Cottage. How about Straight Out of Whoville? She looks like she's straight out of Whoville. Right? She looks like she's straight out of Whoville. I'm looking at her and I'm seeing a cat in a hat. I just can't sort that out. But and the one in the purple, I don't know, for some reason I'm looking at her and her face screams, edibles. What? Edibles. What? Edibles. Oh, no, thank you. I'm trying to quit. Anita Macbeth, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex, and thank you for being here on a Saturday. Greatly appreciate it. But yeah, she screams Whoville to me for whatever reason. Okay, let me take this away. Oh yeah, I was back over here with Stacy. I love Stacey Solomon. I think she's an absolute treasure. Okay, so remember, you guys, Harry is one of us. Prince Harry is an American now. I hope he applies for his citizenship. Maybe there's some kind of clause where he can't be a prince of the realm and a citizen at the same time, but his name will always be Prince Harry. And where there's a prince, there's a Princess Meghan. So whatever they think or say or do, none of those people, even the hateful comments from the likes of Jeremy Clarkson and Pierce Morgan and any of the rest of them, none of them are going to take that away from him. That is his birthright. He is a prince of the blood, period. Harry, one of us, as the Italians would say, a Harry, one of us. And of course, this I think would have made a beautiful Christmas card. Is like a very modern American nativity scene, if you will. But I love it. I think it's I keep going back to this one. I love it. There is Queen Doria, a grandmother for a second time, right? It's just so cool. And look at the way Harry's holding the dogs. Very, very cool. I mean, family together. All right. And you guys, I don't know if you guys have seen this or not, but check it out. Tyler Perry Studios, East Point, exit 1 mile. So I didn't know Tyler Perry. Now, it looked like there was a different name for the exit until they decided to redo it for the Tyler Perry Studios. Now, again, this is something some of you may know it already, or maybe not, but Georgia has become the Hollywood of the East. There's a lot of production that takes place. When you watch a movie and you see that Georgia peach in the credits, that Georgia peach is branding for the fact that Georgia, just like Toronto, has become another Hollywood. There are certain scenes, like for New York, you can substitute Toronto, you can substitute Chicago. Those are about the two most popular places to substitute for New York. And also, there is a huge production studio, which is owned by Tyler Perry. It was formerly a VA hospital or military. Yeah, I think it was a VA hospital. And anyway, they had all of these like industrial style buildings, which were perfect. there is even a mock-up of the Oval Office and the White House, which is just perfect because there's quite often thrillers and movies and television shows that love to use the White House as a backdrop. And so, how clever is Tyler Perry for coming up with something like this? And this part makes him a real media mogul. He's not just a filmmaker, he is truly a media mogul, a mover, a shaker, and of course, a money maker. So, what a stroke of genius on his part to have a movie studio where you can have all kind of productions using this. Some of the big film producing companies and studios look to Tyler Perry for just this thing. Now, this is a full circle moment because there was a time when there was a Black Hollywood. There was a Black Hollywood when film was new and when movies were silent, and even when there were speaking movies, the talkies, there were Black people that made movies. But the distribution and such was still the domain of the white-owned film companies. And so Black movies just didn't get a lot of traction. And in order to make sure that Black people couldn't really benefit from or profit from the early filmmaking, the studios reluctantly, in most cases, decided to include Black people so that they could show those in the North and then edit them out in the South. And of course, there were a lot of people who were somewhat progressive who said, white people that would say, how come there's no Black people in these movies? And so to throw them a little bone, they would add let's say, a Lena Horne and take her right back out. They would add a lot of Black people and take them right back out for the Southern audience, of course. But anyway, so this is a real full circle moment. So cheers to Tyler Perry for living this dream for a lot of people. I mean, this is something that our ancestors could have benefited from. But again, the issues of distribution and such made it almost impossible. So thank you, Tyler Perry, the godfather of Little Bit Diana, and of course, one of the few big names that have truly spoken out for the Sussexes. I love this guy. So let me see here. Grab that one. And some of y'all have seen this already, but I'll show it again because I love to share it.
I stopped dreaming, and God's dreams were much bigger than mine. And I found myself at a place where everything that I had dreamed had come true. So now the things that are happening are far beyond anything I could have imagined. I never knew I would know a prince and a princess. That wasn't even what that was about. What I was reaching out to her for was because they were giving her hell. And a lot of it was because she was a Black woman.
Absolutely.
And I flat out, no denying it, I completely knew that, and I wanted to reach out and let her know that there was somebody there for her. And I sent her a note, and not expecting anything to come of it, and she said, thank you so much, and that was it. And a couple of years later, we started talking, and she was able to talk, and the only reason I'm sharing this is because she shared it first.
Okay. Yeah.
And we were able to talk, and she was telling me some of the things that were going on, and I'm just so proud of where they are now, because I'm gonna tell you something. Those two people love each other. I don't care what anybody says. I'm seeing it up close, and you can't fool me.
Yeah,
I got the Holy Ghost. Okay. You can't fool me. I know what's real. They really genuinely love each other. So I'm just so happy to see where they are now.
Reached out to her and said, "Come, you can live in my home."
In my house.
Yeah, it was a very difficult time for them. And what I know about the two of them, and I wish the world knew how much they love these two people love each other. They found each other out of all these odds against them finding each other, they found each other. And the love that they have is really, really moving. And I just wanted to do anything I could to support them.
Isn't that funny? Sometimes when you meet someone,
Yeah.
Sometimes you can see like what love is, and you can tell right away.
Yeah, yeah. And if I don't have that, what she and Harry have, I don't want it. That's really amazing.
Wow.
Wow,
Yeah.
that is incredible.
Yeah.
Wow, that's saying a lot.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. Yeah.
Oh, all right. I'm sitting here sipping my coffee. Let me get back over here. again, Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry protects the women in his life. I think that there's someone who could learn a lot from Tyler Perry. He has protected the women in his life. I think Charles could learn a lot from him. Maybe they should have a conversation. Tyler Perry once paid the late Cicely Tyson $1 million for one day of work to give her some security in her later years. Now that's a real man. That's standing up. That is truly standing up for what's right. So thank you, Tyler Perry, or Godfather. Thank you, Godfather Tyler Perry. Remember, you guys, don't forget to buy your ticket. Saturday, May the 6th, 2023, there is going to be a protest. Now, I don't expect all of y'all to just hop on a plane and go over there looking to a protest. Go and hop on a plane and get over there because this guy will be there. Go for the most superficial reasons that you could imagine. That's the reason to go, is because Yellow T-shirt guy is going to be there. Also, this is going to be something that is going to cause issues. Pope orders return of 2,500-year-old Parthenon pieces to Greece that have been in Vatican's collection for more than a century. It's a ecumenical dialogue. He wants to return these pieces as an act of goodwill toward the the Orthodox Church, the Orthodox Christian Church, which of course a lot of people in Greece belong to the Eastern Orthodox Church. As you know, Christianity had a big split a long time ago. There's the Eastern Church, the Western Church, etc., etc. Yes, all right, ecumenical. I got that word out. This is the Parthenon, and this is what was stolen. Elgin, or as we say in the U.S., Elgin. The Elgin marbles were taken by Lord so-and-so and given to the British Museum. Greece and the UK agreed to discuss repatriation of the Parthenon's marble. Notice here they call it the Parthenon marbles rather than the English term, the Elgin marbles for Lord Elgin. In the landmark agreement, the UK will hold formal talks with Greece in regards to the repatriation of the Parthenon marbles, which Greece has actively sought since 1983, also known as the Elgin marbles. The ancient sculptures were stolen from the Acropolis in 1801 by Lord Elgin and have been held in the collection of the London's British Museum for more than 200 years. No date has yet been set for the initial meeting, which was proposed by the UK on April 29th and accepted by Greece and, of course, UNESCO, because the Parthenon is considered a UNESCO World Heritage Site. So this is something that lets you know that the veil is slipping. The mystique is losing its luster. There is so much to be atoned for. And who knows when they're active. But, you know, I get it. I understand that it feels like you're losing part of your history. But the thing is, this is not just part of British history. This is Greek history. That is the Parthenon. That's at the Acropolis. And those marbles belong beneath the roof there, the cornice. That is where it belongs. It doesn't belong in the British Museum. They literally hacked those pieces away and took them. So, okay, Merry Christmas, you guys. Again, take a look. That is sushi. Now, I'm not a fan of the raw fish sushi, but I do eat sushi a lot. And you'll notice that this is the raw fish sushi, so I probably won't enjoy that one. But it also has the cooked crab meat there where you see Santa's face. Very clever, whoever made this, to look like Santa Claus. And then they sliced it and I added little sesames or whatever to make the eyes of Santa. How cute is that? And of course, I told you guys I had evidence that Church Nelly has been partying, and the ladies from the party posted this for Church Nelly. These are some of the women that Church Nelly has been hanging out with this Christmas season. Very clever of them to hire in-home entertainment. So Merry Christmas from Church Nelly and some of her friends that she's pretending like she doesn't know. All I can say is make it rain. Make it rain. Oh, man. And with that, you guys, I am done for today. At least I think I am. Let me see. Yep, that was it. Church Nelly's girlfriends are saying Merry Christmas to you. And is that Church Nelly's flask on the table? That looked like Church Nelly's flask. Is it? I can't see it that good. It looks like it's in the very lower right corner. Church Nelly, if you're missing your flask, I think it's down in the right corner of that photo. So you may have to send over to your friends to get your flask back. But yeah, I think Church Nelly may have misplaced that flask. Although whatever that is doesn't seem nearly large enough. But yeah, so there you go. Not exactly what I thought we'd talk about today. I thought we might do a recap of the week. But, well, as you can see, fate had other ideas. Okay. Straight out of Montecito. That's right. The Sussexes are straight out of Montecito. At least they are now. Bum, 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 bum. Bum 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 da 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 bum 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 bum. Official Lauren Brown, how are you? I didn't know you were in here. Da 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 bum 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 bum. There we go. Now that is the Montecito nativity scene that I love so much. Yep. I know. What a scandal, that Church Nelly. What a scandal. What an absolute scandal.
The whole country paid for me to have like 12 houses and work really hard.
They don't pay for all of the houses. But
just a few.
I swear that chick looked like she's right out of Whoville, don't she? I mean, look at her. The one in the polka dot. She looks like she's from Whoville. I'm gonna have to do a side-by-side with her and the Grinch That Stole Christmas. I love the Queen. I think she was one who said that. I love the Queen. Girl, you would. Girl, you would. I love the Queen. Oh, you want to see the Church Nelly wants to go back to the stripper. Okay, hold on. And actually, Church Nelly, the correct term is male exotic dancer, like myself, Chocolate Thunder, as I'm known by my stage name, male exotic dancer. Da 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 da. Okay, Church Nelly and her girlfriends at their ruckus Christmas party. There you go. Well, I mean, you got to get your Christmas party on, right? Okay. I wish that would work, Rosalind Gaywood. I really do. But, you know, so much of that is online. So much of their profits are online. Plus, there's a decline of actual readers for all of those tabloids. Baron, that's Archie as a. Is it really? Oh, I didn't know that. Let me see. Let me see. Okay. Oh. Oh. I didn't know that. No wonder the furniture is so different. Okay. And that's Frogmore? Really? All right. Cool. All right. Well, thank you. Oh, you know what? I guess so. No, I see. Thank you. Thank you, Black Queen. And also thank you for the super chat. I had no idea. Let me see. Okay. I'm in and around. Okay, you guys. I think we're done for now. Thank you so much. I will see you all tomorrow. I'm going to go and finish. I got to hang my Christmas wreath on the door. I went through all the trouble of buying it, so now I got to hang it up. And I'm going to string it with those battery-operated lights. So it should look pretty nice. But yeah, thank you so much. And Lauren, do you still sound hot, or is your voice back? I mean, not that your regular voice is not great, but you know, when you had a cold, there was something there. I can't really put it into words, but did you tell anyone that I had said that? Did you tell like your friends and stuff that one of the squaddies said you sound hot when you had a cold? Okay, but I'm still saying there was a little something extra, and I think the rest of the squad agrees. There was a little something extra there when you were under the weather. So, just saying. Did you ever see that episode of Friends when Phoebe caught a cold from someone and she was under the weather and she started singing? She's like, "Wow, I sound hot." And then she started getting over the cold, right? And she didn't want to because she thought it might hurt her singing career, such as it was. And so when she heard Ross or somebody sneeze or cough, she like grabs his coffee mug and start licking the rim of it. God, that was funny. I used to watch Friends. I thought it was funny. That was like, I think I binge watched it one year, but I loved Friends. Let's see. Beverly Jackson say, yeah, you guys go ahead and get out of here if you want to, because we're just doing a little small talk now. We are done with the regular Royal Sussex. Let me see. Baron, I make wreaths. I knew you needed one. I would. Oh, really? That would have been very sweet. Well, I tell you what, Beverly, next time, next year for sure, I would gladly treasure having one of your bespoke homemade Christmas wreaths. Let me see here. Don't make me call Lydia on you. Speaking of Lydia, thank you for the bell. I love my bell. Let me see here. Oh, thank you, Berta Sanchez. Thank you so much. All right. Let me see here. Wow. No wonder the room seemed like it's closing in on them. So that is Frogmore, huh? That explains why it looks like the room is closing in on them. Okay. Okay, let me see here. Okay, I am going to have to go back and watch the docuseries again. I was binge watching something else, and I'm so close to the end that I just kind of wanted to finish it, but it wouldn't hurt for me to go back and just go ahead and watch all 6 hours again. Matter of fact, I can do that tonight while I'm working on my stuff. Yes. Do you have a problem with that? I mean, you have your vices. I have mine. Let me see. Where's your vice? There you go. Where's your vice at? There you go. You have your vices, I have mine. Yeah, there you go. Are you being served? Oh, really? Let's see. You know, I would imagine that that's probably already in the works. So let's wait and see. But I'm pretty sure that's already in the works. Well, mostly whenever I can actually get those big words out, like what was the one I was struggling with earlier? I don't know, but this is like my big word bell. So whenever I say something totally unexpurgated, I can use my big bell. You know what's funny is that when I went to Notre Dame and I went to the bell tower, of course, when I saw the guy that was like monitoring the bell, I had to talk to him, and he was sitting there with some headphones on, right? Oh, wait, did he have one? No, I don't think he had headphones on. He was, oh, you know what it was? I think I asked him, do you wear headphones? Do you protect your ears? How long have you worked here? I bet you meet a lot of interesting people. And of course, the bells were not ringing at that time, but I was just doing that, as a little laugh. But yeah, I did do that. I started talking real loud and obnoxious and, with that very condescending tone. I think that's the big word, condescending. But yeah, I used that very loud, condescending tone toward him just for fun. And the thing is, he happened to have been of African descent, which fits in because you know how they always say, wow, black people know each other. I didn't want to not say anything to him and seem like I didn't know him because that would have disappointed other people. So I had to pretend like I knew him. So, because they always say, all black people seem to know each other. Yes, Rosalind, I saw that Sharon Osbourne has been rushed to the hospital. I'm going to wait and see how she's doing before I, make a comment about her. Nash Singh, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Well, I told you when I was in grade school, we were singing that song, Ring My Bell. I had no idea what the words meant. I thought there was actually a bell. And so we all sitting there and singing, you can ring my bell anytime, anywhere. Ring it, ring it, ring it. Oh, you can ring my bell. I mean, that's almost as bad as kids singing what's that song, Santa Baby? I mean, why do people let their kids sing Santa Baby? I don't think any child under 18 should be allowed to sing Santa Baby. The words are disturbing for a child to sing. So if you hear your children or grandchildren singing Santa Baby, please put a stop to it before people think that there is certain levels of immorality in your home, okay? Do not allow your children to sing Santa Baby. That is of an adult nature and should be reserved for, places like speakeasies, juke joints, nightclubs, and taverns. But that's enough about Church Nelly. Woo! That's enough about Church Nelly. Where she goes and where she finds entertainment is no affair of any of us. Let me see. I was preteen. Were you really? like I said, I didn't know what the words meant. I just thought they were talking about a bell. I didn't really think about it. I was such an innocent child. I had no idea that that's what people were singing about. Santa baby, just slip a mink under the tree for me. Yeah, that's a bit risque. That is a bit risque. I mean, do we really want to have kids singing that? I mean, do we really want children singing about Santa baby trimming a tree? No, that's a bit. Wait, why are we looking at this picture? Let me put something else on the screen. I'll find something else. How about the royal side eye? This poor girl. They didn't changed her appearance, and you know what? I was looking at this picture someplace else. This picture is cropped, right? But another picture I saw, it seemed like Susan Hussey had on like some pantyhose that had like a pattern to it. Did you guys see that photo of Susan Hussey? It seemed like the pantyhose that she had on had a bit of a pattern to it. And I'm just like, isn't that something? Susan Hussey wearing a black turtleneck and, looking like she's all militant and fly. And then here comes Nagazi in there with her hair up and no earrings. And, she's, looking very like she's ready to go to a corporate job. So I just thought it seemed a little like they like trading places. Like Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy. It's like they're trading places. I don't know. I'm getting that trading places vibe. Yeah, I'm getting that trading places vibe. Oh, thank you very much, Berta Sanchez. I am rebuking all the evil intent and harm toward Princess Meghan, Prince Harry, and her family in the name of sweet baby Jesus. Can I get a amen on that comment? Shook myself. Yes, amen, amen. Thank you very much for that prayer, Berta Sanchez. Let me see here. Oh, Pam Porter says, it's funny the kids have no idea what the song suggests. I love Eartha Kitt. She nailed that song. Her voice was always sexy. Wait, I can't do it. But yeah, very risque song. That double entendre. Oh, I nailed that word, double entendre, right? I think I get a bell for that one. But yeah, I'm trying to think if there wasn't some other Christmas song that was a bit risque. Santa Baby, of course, but I think maybe there was another one and I can't think of it right now, but it seems like they okay. Okay. Enough of that small talk, huh? Now that's what you call say what you mean and mean what you say. Yeah. Go back to the stripper. Oh man. But anyway, as I was saying, or as they say, meanwhile, back at the Batcave. Oh man. Well, oh yes, that's the song, Baby It's Cold Outside. That very misogynistic song. I really can't stay. Baby it's cold outside. I have to go away. Baby, you'll freeze out there. This evening has been. Yeah, I love that song, Baby It's Cold Outside. Now, the version I heard was Ray Charles, and Willie says my favorite, Ray Charles, and gosh, I can't remember that lady's name. Oh gosh, who was it that sang that song with Ray Charles? Let me see. I'm gonna find it. Nobody help me. I am going to find it. But yes, that is a very risque song. Oh, you guys, Claire Kane just uploaded a video. Oh, okay. Let me get the link for that. Claire Kane has just uploaded a video. So for you guys that are about to bail out of here, you can just go right over there. There you go. And let me, okay, let me find that so that I can. Okay, and I'm going to pin that to the message. So there you go. That is Claire Kane's latest video. You can, there you go. You can hop on there at your leisure. Okay. All right. So, Dean Martin. Oh, yeah. You know, Dean Martin has a beautiful voice. I think Dean Martin has a beautiful, beautiful voice. And I love his singing. I love Dean Martin. He had this one song. It was in Spanish. Cha, 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 d'amor. Serenading to my lover. Shoot, shoot, little bird. Sing my da da da, whatever that it was. But it was a good song. Cha 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 d'amor. Da 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 da. Tell her I will stay if she finds a way. Tell her that I care more than I can bear. And when we are apart, oh, how it breaks my heart. Go fly, oh, fly with me. Da, da, da. Anyway, I love that song. Let me see here. What do we have here? Oh, yes. I watched part of that. Sherry and Sarday's review of the second part, docuseries, and especially the ending. Yes, you know what? I got to go back and finish watching that. Yeah, and you know what, guys? I try to watch as many of the other content creators as possible, but I'm so far behind with just about everybody. Let me see here. Oh, thank you, Andrea Allen. Okay. As long as they're tipping, as long as they're tipping, you put my number wherever you need to. Let me see. Yeah, Nat King Cole, right? Yeah, I mean, it's really not well, okay. It's not Christmas without Nat King Cole, but the best Christmas album, like album for Christmas, is Ella Fitzgerald Wishes You a Swingin' Christmas. I'm telling you, go to YouTube and just sample a couple of those songs. Ella Fitzgerald Wishes You a Swinging Christmas. That is like for an album, not just the song by itself, but for an album. That is the best Christmas album that a lot of people know nothing about. Ella Fitzgerald Wishes You a Swinging Christmas. You'll love it. Trust me when I say this. Well, when it comes to Christmas songs, my favorite is ba-da-da-doom, bo 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 ba-da-da-doom, bo 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 bo. Well, you know what? Since since Church Nelly has gone through the change, I usually like to let her sing that part. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. I mean, there's no limit to how low Church Nelly can go. There's no limit to the depths of Church Nelly's voice since she has gone through the change. So I usually let her sing that part. And Good night, B10. So that's Church Nelly's part. Dreaming of a white Christmas with every Christmas song I know. Right? That's Church Nelly's part. And then that's when I come in. Now I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. Right? So, everybody's got a part to play. So hey, Ronnie Vanna. Yeah. Let me see. Don't sleep on Natalie Cole Christmas song. I don't know any of Natalie Cole's Christmas albums or Christmas songs or anything. And the fact that I don't know of them makes me awfully suspect that I'm probably doing myself a favor. But to be open-minded, if I come across one, I will give a thorough review of Natalie Cole's Christmas. But I think that, well, you guys do know, excuse me, 1 second. You guys do know that Mimi, aka Mariah Carey, makes $2.5 million every Christmas season because of her song. Oh, yes, Mary, you know me so well. A hunk of blue Christmas without you. I'll be blue just thinking about you. I love Elvis Presley, Blue Christmas. I love Elvis Presley, Blue Christmas. That is like one of my favorites is Elvis Presley singing Hunka, 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 Blue Christmas. Yeah, that is one of my favorites. Good night, Elaine Parker. Thank you so much for being here. But yeah, Elvis Presley, Blue Christmas. And let me see. And of course, the Jones Girls. What do the lonely do at Christmas? Oh, what do the lonely do at Christmas time? 'Tis the season to be jolly. Now that is a song that that cries out for the heartache of the lonely Christmas. What does the lonely do at Christmas? The Jones Girls. Now that is a song. It will. And Coco Taylor. Merry Christmas. It's Christmas everywhere. Merry Christmas. It's Christmas in Chicago and New York too. Now that's one of my favorite songs at Christmas. You know what? I got to get my Christmas songs out. You know what? I'm talking about it. I need to get my Christmas playlist out. Now, of course, per copyright, we can't play them here, but I can scratch and howl and sing through them. But yeah, we just can't play them here. Merry Christmas. It's Christmas everywhere. Merry Christmas. Yes, gotta have Donny Hathaway at Christmas. It's not Christmas if you don't have Donny Hathaway. It's not Christmas without Donny Hathaway. Hathaway. Dun, 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 dun. Shake a hand, shake a hand. Yep, gotta have Donny Hathaway. Okay. Lauren Brown says, have to head out now. Baron, thank you for making me laugh. Bye, squatties and mods, hugs and kisses to you. Thank you for being here, Lauren Brown. Have a very, very good night. Thank you, and thank you. Let me see here. Let me see. Oh man, it makes you wonder, doesn't it? What is his workout routine really? I don't know. I guess watching people play canasta or something. I don't know. Okay. Duchess of Success logs on to watch Baron see sexy man on the screen. Yeah. Thank you for joining us, Duchess of Success. This was actually a little what do you call it? Photo that was sent from Church Nellie's last Christmas party. Church Nellie left her flask on the table, as you can see, and in her haste to get out before the sun came up, because Church Nellie in direct sunlight doesn't mix. But in her haste to get out of there, she left her flask behind, and so the girls at the party just decided to, send her a little photo to remind her of a great time. So there you have it. Okay. Let me see here. Don't ask me, ask Church Nellie. I don't know. I don't know who she hangs out with. Just, thanks for a good time, church, is what the caption said. So I don't know. Good night, Connie Bomber. And thank you for being here. Thank you for staying up late with us. And just think that currency is going to go back into circulation. All of that currency is going to go back into circulation. So this is why I wash my hands thoroughly after I conduct business. That sounds weird. But yes, this is why I wash my hands thoroughly. Oh, the Temptations? Oh, is it the Temptations Silent Night? That's a good song. Let me see here. Yeah, I'm going to put on my playlist and finish my decorating that I have to do. Good night, Church Nellie. If there's a power outage on the eastern seaboard, I think I have an idea why. Yeah, anyway, have a good night. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Okay, you guys, and then there was 1,000. Please hit the like on your way out. I am going to bid you all a fond farewell so I can put my Christmas wreath up. And again, if there are any power outages along the eastern coast of the United States, remember, snitches get stitches. Oh man. Oh, I love the let's see. You're talking about the one for a preacher's wife? Joy to the world, the Lord has come. Let earth receive his King. Let everyone, let heaven and earth receive. Okay. Well, of course, that's not how she sang it, but okay. Let me see here. Are we good? All right. All right. So thank you very much. Our last comment of the day is Church Nellie. Okay, no, that's not it. Our last comment of the day. Oh man. Our last comment. No, that's not it either. Is there anything I can use here? Yes, perfect. Thank you so much, Judy Rigo. This way we won't get arrested. All right. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much for the last word of the day, Judy Rigo. It is very erudite and touching, and I like it. So that's our last word. Okay. Yes, very good, April May. Straight out of Montecito, a handsome ginger named Harry had to take his family to safety. Amen to that. Okay. Washboard abs, right? Okay. So good night, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us on Royal Sussex. And remember, I heard him exclaim as he drove out of sight, "Merry Christmas to all." And Church Nellie left her flask on the table last night. Oh. Oh, man. Okay. I'm having too much fun. All right. See you guys. Oh, yeah. What are we going to do for Christmas and New Year's? Are we going to hang out again? I think so. That'll be fun. Yeah, we'll hang out again like we did before. All right. So I'm going to have to plan something, won't I? Since we can't have music. And I know y'all don't want me singing. So yeah, we'll have to think of something that is copyright safe. Yes. All right. Very good. Good night, everyone. Let us ginger venger and get out of here. And I will see you all tomorrow. So tomorrow, hopefully, I was going to do like a roundup or whatever, but we'll see. Whatever roundup means. Yeah, I was going to do a roundup. 2022 is a year that I should look back upon with undiluted pleasure. I would be willing to guess that is the case, right? Let me see here. Okay, I'm just being silly now. Okay, I'm gonna go before I won't be invited to the Montecito Sussex Manor cookout. I'm really taking my chances now. All right, Ginge Binge.